The Fort Santiago. On May 19, 1571, Miguel López de Legazpi and his troops occupied Raja Suleiman's village. They took over the palisade, Kota, in which the Raja's residence was built. That year, Manila was constituted a city of the Spanish realm, formalizing the occupation of the city. Temporary fortifications at the site of Suleiman's palisade began as soon as the Spanish took charge of the settlement. They started building Fort Santiago, Fuerte Santiago, after the establishment of the city of Manila under Spanish rule on June 24, 1571, and made Manila the capital of the newly colonized islands. The first fort was a structure of palm logs and earth. Most of it was destroyed when the city was invaded by Chinese pirates in 1574, led by Limahong. After a fierce conflict, the Spaniards under the leadership of Juan de Salcedo eventually drove the pirates out of the country. The Spanish colonials brought to Manila their rich experience in stone construction and urban planning. The early plans of the city of Intramuros were shaped by its location surrounded on two sides by the Pasig River and the Manila Bay and included a central plaza with a focus on the cathedral and government buildings. Importantly, it maintained a strategically defensive position at the mouth of the Pasig by the old wooden fortification. The first architect of Intramuros was Antonio Cedeno, a Spanish Jesuit, who in the 1580s provided guidance in design and construction of buildings in Manila along traditional Western influences. After designing the impressive residence of Manila's first Bishop Salazar, 1580 to 1594, he started reconstructing buildings into Bahay Nabeto, stone houses, that gave Intramuros its monumentality and grandeur. Governor Dasmariñas, 1590 to 1593, brought with him royal decrees that led to one of the largest building projects ever to be realized in the city and which finally enclosed it with stone walls and principal gates. Under him, the construction of Fort Santiago was finished. Thousands of native Filipinos and Chinese were forced to work in quarries, to manufacture bricks and roof tiles, and to cut wood. In 1590, Leonardo Turiano was sent to take charge of supervising and designing the construction of the city. With the enthusiastic support of Governor Dasmariñas, he finished the construction of Fort Santiago, Parian Gate and its ravelin, and completed 2 kilometers of walls. The old wooden fort was made into a stone bulwark, baluarte, with a castle called Castillo de Santiago. Additional forts like Bastion de San Gabriel, Bastion de San Fernando, and Bastion de San Andres were constructed facing the surrounding land, while Bastion de San Diego, Bastion de San Jose, and Bastion de San Eugenio were directed toward the sea. As additional defense, a moat was dug that was filled with seawater from the incoming tide by means of water gates, which later proved to be a tool used in torture and execution. In the ensuing century, not much was done in the way of maintenance or improvement of the old city. In the 18th century during the reign of Charles III, after several threats to Manila's security, including the attack and occupation of British forces in 1762, additional fortifications and plans for repair and maintenance were instituted upon return of Spanish rule in 1764.